All right, I want to welcome everybody to the family tree. Put your hands together, family. Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
thank
What's
you,
good?
thank you.
What's the word? What's the word? I pray everyone is doing well, and this is Wednesday Hump Day.
Yes, sir.
Yay,
Our
yay.
blast of the midday, of the midweek to get your stuff over the hump. That's right. We call it the
Yes,
family
sir.
tree. So, Big B, I'm going to bring the volume on down, and we're going to come on over, and we're going to bring it on over, and we're going to come off live. We're going to come off here.
All right,
Stop
man.
sharing.
Woo.
And look
Hey,
at
hey,
the
hey, hey.
folks.
Look at you,
Look at
man.
the
You all
folks.
can't
Look at
take
the
it.
folks.
Everybody's in the
All
house,
right.
man.
Everybody's in the house. All right. Welcome to the family tree. This is the place where we talk about holistic health and all that is good and all that things that may be alternative for you. And this is if this is the first time you're joining us, we say that let this may be the last time. We say and we invite you and your family to come in because this is where we talk about holistic health. We call it the family tree because the family tree is the ancient customs and concepts of gathering around the tree. You remember Big B, we called it the ancient laurel trees were the trees
Yeah,
we
buddy.
gathered around. And with there, we prayed together. We sang together. We came together with ideas and things with problems, solutions. You know, anything that was on our heart and mind, we brought it around the tree. Because
Yes,
guess
sir.
what, y'all? That was your real social
Social
security.
security.
You gotta
Yes,
say
sir.
it
Security.
Yes,
slow
sir.
now. You gotta say it slow. Social
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 security.
security. That's the only
security.
social security is not a check, it's your
Yeah,
family.
buddy.
That
Yeah,
means
man.
usually whatever problem you're going through, anything on that you're facing, it's usually right around you in your family. So we have to
Mm-hmm.
start to go back to that network and start to tap with our family.
Mm-hmm.
So we say join the conversation this
Man,
evening. If you're someone that wants to join the conversation, you have a question on your heart and mind, anything that's on that you might have gone through or anything, go down to your menu bar. And you see right at the menu bar, you see a reaction bar with a little heart there.
Yeah,
Click
yeah,
that
yeah.
and you can join the conversation. You can
Bam.
come right up in and queue up there like Big B up there, and you can ask any
mhm.
question,
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
that you got. We say herbs, anything about, usage of herbs, the medications. We talk about everything. I don't
Yeah,
think there's
yeah,
anything we don't talk about
yeah. Yeah.
because it's the family, right?
Yeah,
So
right,
nothing's off the cuff. We just say be in decency and order and respect to each other. And
That's
that's
right.
really the
That's
only
right.
rules to this game here. So we just say, just let it be a place where you can reside and have good intentions with good information. All right. If you're
Yes, sir.
someone that says, well, I don't want to go on cue, I don't want nobody to see me, that's cool. We can say, just put yourself, and you might want to just go down to the chat bar right there in the chat box, and you can put your question in the bottom there.
Yes,
And
sir.
we got Prophetess on here somewhere. There
She's
she
in here,
is,
right there, buddy.
AKA, let's
Fingers.
Yes,
give
sir.
her a
Already
hand,
there.
There she
AKA
Fingers
goes.
is in the
Prophetess.
house.
She's
Fingers.
our moderator and fingers
Fingers.
of flash
Fingers.
fingers of
Fingers.
smoke. She is
Fast.
moving. She can move so fast, you'll see smoke over there. But she'll have to put
Woo.
that into the area and she'll bring it to our
Focus.
attention. And if there's someone that may have missed the prompt where it actually tells you how to log on, you may have not been able to log on by phone, and you may have missed the prompt that actually tells you how to put your hand up. Don't worry, just let us know you're calling by phone and we'll try to
That's
get
right.
you in. All right.
That's right. That's
So
right.
I want to say before we get started, I want to give our host with the most, Big B, Bill,
Whoop, whoop,
1L
whoop, whoop.
Morgan, a hand,
Yeah,
Big
man. Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir. Yes,
B.
sir. Yes, sir.
What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
buddy? How you doing
Hey,
over
man.
there, man?
Dr. B doing good, man. No sunshine today, but guess what? The
Yeah.
cool was working good.
Well, we
Got no
call that
complaint,
liquid
man.
sunshine, right?
Liquid
We gotta
sunshine.
have
Yes,
that
sir.
liquid
Yes, sir. Yes,
sunshine. We
sir.
need that also, right? So with this, Big B, a lot's coming on. We got a big storm coming,
Yeah, man.
down by the Florida, and we do have some family that is on the call usually, and they're in the Florida area. So maybe we can get some insight. But first, tell us how we're doing. This is the flu season now. We're going
Yeah,
into the flu
man.
season. This is the fall season, just over the weekend, we into the fall. So tell
Yeah,
us,
man.
Big B, what's our numbers look like over there?
Yeah, man. Looking at our numbers actually coming from our what's called flu view, Dr. Paul. Right now, our clinical data right now from clinical labs is trending sideways at 0.5%, and that's positive for influenza, which ending the 14th, okay, September 14th. And of course, our outpatient respiratory illnesses is trending sideways also at 1.9%. That is, get this, a visit to a healthcare provider this week were for respiratory illnesses. So that's just kind of trending sideways. So we're okay, pretty
We're
much.
okay. We're looking good, man.
We're okay,
So
yeah.
our numbers are not out of control right now,
No,
right?
no,
They're pretty much to the normal where they're trending. So,
yep,
they're still testing through wastewater. So it's not, usually, as we said, once you see it start to change from wastewater to now doing testing daily, then you know that the numbers are upticking. So right
yep,
now, we're just kind of keeping an eye on all the different things going on. You got the dengue virus still going around. You got the
yep.
triple E now. The triple E now, watch them in prices up in the Northeast. The triple E is the virus that's being spread by the mosquitoes. So
Right,
there's a
huh?
lot of things going on. So we're going to keep track of all these things, but we are trending very much on point right now. So remember, we say one, you want to make sure you get that your Thiazol. Make sure you
Yeah,
got
yeah, buddy.
Thiazol. Hopefully, y'all making Thiazol. Now, over the weekend, I gave y'all the Thiazol and I gave the carrier oils, and I need to repeat that today. So I'll repeat that for the family.
Yeah, yes,
How
sir.
the formulation of the carrier versus essential oils are. Because sometimes you need a carrier oil. So a lot of people were texting me and emailing me saying, hey, I need to get the numbers on what are the dilution rates. So I'm going to give those out this evening. Okay. So get your pens
Mhm.
and pads. I hope y'all ready. All right. All right.
Yes,
We're
sir.
going to
Yes,
go
sir.
start off. We're going to start off always with testimonies. I always open the floor for the family. If you got anything on your heart and mind, I always say this is the time that we start talking about testimonies. And
Yeah, man.
testimonies mean a lot to us because remember, there's always somebody either going in the storm, about to go in the storm, in a storm or coming out of a storm. Well, we say this is the place where we can support you and no matter what you're going through, because this is the time that becomes a testimony for somebody else. And the testimony goes a long way because even in that
Yeah, man.
midnight hour, when you're going through something, when everybody then turned against you and told you you can't do it, it's always good to have a testimony. It goes a
Amen.
long way. And as I sit on the front line and I see the testimonies every day of people in there, I give them a story that I've gone through or I've experienced or I've heard from. And I say, look, if they can do it, you can do it. Because
Hey,
you
so
remember
true.
Les
So true,
Brown used to
man.
say back in the day, he said,
That's right.
if I fall, let me fall on my back. Because if I
I
can
know that's
look
right.
up, I can get up. And I
Get up.
said, you
That's
know
right.
what? That's powerful.
That's so
Because
true,
you know
man.
what? You need something to hold on to in those times of grief. So, with that being the case, I open up the floor. Anybody have a testimony, anything on your heart, your mind you want to share with us? It might have been a herb or something. May have been something that, hey, I lost a couple pounds. Woo, what
Well,
about that,
oh,
DP?
look out
Lost a
now.
couple pounds this
Look
week.
out. Get skinny.
Getting skinny.
Get skinny.
No matter what it is, we look at it as what? A shout.
Yes,
So the
sir. Yes,
floor
sir.
is officially open. Is there anyone with a testimony they want to share with the family? Anyone have a testimony? Anybody want to open up? DP,
If
you got
nobody want to do a testimony, I'ma do a testimony.
Well,
boy.
you know what,
You
Mark?
first of
Hey,
all,
I
you
Mark.
feel
upside
good.
down,
Hey,
Mark.
Mark, you gotta be able to
Oh my
do this. You are
God, how
upside
the heck,
down, man. So you
how
got a
the heck,
testimony, and you can even stand on your head and do yourself.
man, I don't know how to do to turn this thing around.
Maybe you should stand on your head, then you'll
Wait,
be right
wait, hey,
side
Mark,
up.
Are you on your phone?
Oh my, yes, I'm on my phone. I don't know
Okay.
how it turned upside down. I just placed
You
my
just
phone
got
and
it.
set it up on my table, and all of a sudden I'm upside down.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you got to
So
spin your phone around
maybe
there.
you have to check this. Just move it just a little bit. Just move it up
Yeah.
just a little bit. If you move it up a little bit, it may flip over. Just move it up. Just tilt it a little bit one way. Just lay it flat and then bring it back up. Lay it flat and then bring it back up.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Oh,
I'm back. I'm back.
You
I'm
there? There
black.
you go. You
I'm I'm black.
no,
no
I'm
I don't know.
black.
almost.
I don't know about that, but
There you go. There
we're
he
gonna
is.
pray
There he
on you.
is. He
We're
is.
I'm
gonna
There
pray
he
on
black.
you,
is.
prophet. See, he think you
Okay.
he
Okay,
think you
so
that way.
Mark, tell him what's
Okay.
going on, buddy.
Okay, man, what's going on?
First, giving honest to God for giving me the strength to do what I do. First of all, I was sitting here last night and I was frustrated, pissed off, aggravated, the whole 9 yards.
Let us
And every
pray.
time I get that way, I take it out on my body. And I've been doing that for a very long time, for almost like 10 years. And every time I do it, I
Mm,
gets better. So I
mhm,
continue on doing it. So my body is like, wow.
mm,
So what I did, I went to AFC Aqua had at 8 o'clock that night. I went up there and got my little lift on. I was telling myself, I know for a fact, once I get finished, this walk's going to be better. So after I got finished, I went home and I was telling myself, I hope I don't feel too stiff, this, that, and
Mm,
third.
mhm,
So make a story short, I woke up the next day feeling strong. I'm like, wow.
mhm.
As of today, my body don't hurt no more.
I know that's
I
All
right.
am free
right.
from pain.
All right.
I used to complain on Facebook that this is my calling. I do this on Facebook for 10 years. And I
Mm,
used to complain about my back, my hip, this head, da. Never, no more. And I thank God for that. And I'm
mhm,
sitting here thinking, why me? I'm
Why
like,
not you?
I
mm.
know that, but I'm just saying it's just amazing how my body just transformed to worse to better. I'm
Well,
Yes, yes.
63 years young and I feel young with
All right.
MS.
All right.
the,
All
Yes.
right.
the
All right, my
warfare is on the
brother.
You see
All
what
mind,
I'm
Big
right.
Mark.
saying?
All right, Mark.
And oh my God, you can't imagine how I feel right about now.
Well, every
My
day
life
is
has
better.
changed right in front of my face. And I am
Yes,
Awesome.
sir,
so
brother.
happy and grateful.
Awesome, y'all.
That's
Let's
my
give Mark a
testimony.
hand. Let's give
That's
Mark
my
a hand.
testimony.
Let's get
Hallelujah,
everybody
Mark.
come off
Good
mute.
That's
job,
my
boy.
testimony.
Proud
Congratulations,
of
Mark.
you.
Oh,
That's
Thank you,
congratulations,
Toya.
Mark.
mm,
Mark, continue
that's
to
my
walk.
testimony.
Congratulations, Mark. Keep up the great
That's my
work.
testimony.
Yes, Mark. Keep up the great work,
Congratulations,
Congratulations,
brother.
Mark.
Mark.
And
Awesome,
that's what
Mark. Good
keeps me
job.
strong. Y'all giving me all this feedback, and that's what gives
Congratulations.
me
God be
strong.
praised.
Yes.
God
And
bless you.
I'm here to do better. And I have a better walk too. That's what I forgot to tell you. Dr. Paul, you should see this walk. I'm about to put it
Hmm.
on Facebook. I'm about to put it on Facebook.
Okay. All right. All right. I hear you, man. I hear you. I can imagine it's gonna be a blind mind blower. See, when
I'm
I
striving
think
for greatness.
immediately I think about, it's amazing because I think about the day you came through and
Mm-hmm.
when you said they told me I'm gonna be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. And I said, don't you believe that? That's a lie.
Nope, don't believe the
We
hype.
said, don't believe that. That's a lie.
Yeah,
And then
boy.
and don't you hold on to that. Don't put that in your spirit. Got it? And then, your testimony just coming back, brother. Let me tell you, there is nothing that can get past a testimony when you can see. When you seeing is believing. So God bless you,
Hmm?
brother. Keep on the good
I
work. All
feel
right.
strong and last long. Yes,
All
I
right.
do.
That's right.
That's
Built
right,
to
buddy.
be built to last. That's right.
Built. I'm built like my dad, John Kinsey. Anybody know
Yeah.
John Kinsey out there? He was a detective for like 45 years. He was a
Okay.
Yeah.
great guy. He did a lot of work out there. And I'm
All
Right,
right.
right.
Kinsey built strong
All
All
right.
right.
to
Thank you,
last
Mark.
long.
Appreciate
All
you,
right, Big
buddy.
Mark. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Anybody else? Anyone else have a testimony they want to share with the family? Anything could be something. Doesn't have to be, out of the box, but it can be something that has something to do with
And
changes,
you
something
guys,
that
make
you
sure
may
you mute
haven't gotten
yourselves, guys.
before.
Mute
Make sure you
yourself.
mute yourself. Make sure you mute yourself. Make sure you
I
mute
got one,
yourself,
Dr.
family.
Paul.
What it comes up as.
Okay, make sure you mute yourself,
Bronson,
and
make sure you mute
Brunson.
yourself, Miss Bronson.
Okay, I
All
got you.
right,
I
thank
got
you.
it.
All right,
All
good.
right. All right.
I got one, Dr. Paul.
All right. Who is
All
that?
right, Vaughn, that's Vaughn. Go
Vaughn.
ahead,
Is that
Vaughn.
Brother
Yeah.
Vaughn? How
Yep.
you doing, Brother
Yes, sir.
Vaughn?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good, brother.
All right.
Yeah. So my testimony is this goes back to last May. I received a brand new wheelchair from the VA, high tech. But when I got the wheelchair, it was too fast for me and it didn't tilt forward enough so I could transfer it. So I called the VA and the guy that designed the chair, he wouldn't be around for a while, so I used the old chair. So fast forward to August, it broke down on me, the old chair. So the repairman came out, fixed it. Fast forward to Labor Day, I break down at Dorney Park with the grandkids. My nephew has to push me back into the house. So mind you, I never called for the repair on the old chair. I said, I'm just going to use the new chair. So I used the new chair. And so last Thursday, the repairman comes by. I'm thinking he's coming to adjust the new chair, but he brings two batteries for the old chair and a new charger. So he charges the chair up and it doesn't charge up right away. So he says, if it doesn't charge up by the end of the day, let me know and we'll come back out and see what's wrong with the old chair. I said, fine. So in the meantime, while it's charging up, there's this odor in the house and it smells like, I guess, raw sewage or whatever. So I'm cleaning the house, trying to find the odor, whatever. And I figure it might be the construction people outside because they literally tore up the road that day to pave it. So I'm thinking it's something from the store, the manhole, whatever. So later on that day, my niece comes over to do my friend's hair, and she says, I smell gas. So I called the fire department. By the time the fireman got halfway in the door, he has this device that's, blowing up. It's like, it's going red. It's a detector. And he says, everybody has to evacuate the apartment. So they get me out of the apartment. I'm sitting outside for half an hour. One of the firemen comes up to me and says, hey, how's this wheelchair? I said, it's fine. It's brand new. And he said, the reason I say that is because when I go in your apartment, I don't smell gas, but I smell this smell that I'm familiar with because he had a Tesla and it had bad batteries. And I said, well, that's the problem. It's the other wheelchair in the apartment. So we get that wheelchair out of the apartment, the detectors go off. Now it gets better. Half hour later, we come back into the apartment. The gas guy knocks on the door and he says, we got to shut the gas off in the building because your gas lines in the building are so corroded and old, the building can literally blow up.
Whoa.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So he said, we had to get in contact with your landlord. And, so they already fixed it. They're working on it. So the point is, we talked about this the day before on the family tree about the lithium batteries.
Yes, we did. Yes.
And like you always say, if you don't see God, you're not looking. And it just happened.
Amen.
I'm feeling bad because, we got these 2 fire trucks, the gas company, woke up the whole neighborhood and they're going through the building. And come to find out, if it wasn't for my old wheelchair, we would have never found out the real problem in the building. That could have
Wow, that's amazing, brother. Hey, well, God be the glory, brother. Everything worked
Amen.
out for you, man. So hey, let's come off mute for him. Let's come off mute for my brother. Come on, man. Come on, come on.
Congrats. Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that.
We thank God for heavenly protection over you, brother. Yes.
Wow. That's
Yes,
amazing.
yes. That's amazing, my brother. And yes, we
Yes,
were just talking about the lithium batteries because we were talking about the exploding batteries that were happening overseas. And it's the lithiums that heat up. So when they heat up, they literally explode. And it happens with laptops, it happens with any battery, especially computers. So if you have your devices getting heated or starts to heat up, or that's why they say don't sleep with these, y'all. Don't sleep with the laptops on you. Things like that on your bed because they are catching fire. They are catching fire. Now, there are some new developments with new batteries. I've been researching, and there are some new batteries that they are releasing, and these batteries are not lithium derived. So they are coming up with other batteries that don't heat up, and their life and longevity is a lot longer. So they're a lot safer. So hey, brother, I just want to say congratulations, man.
Yes, man.
To God be the glory, man. Because wow, we were talking about that. So keep that in mind. All right. All right. Let's see. Who else has the testimony? Anybody have a testimony?
Stephanie. I hear you, Steph. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hey, Stephanie. Where are you?
She's on the phone.
Okay.
She's on the phone. There she is.
Okay.
All right, Steph, go right ahead.
Hi. I want to say thank you to Dr. Paul. I came in May and I got my assessment, the works.
Okay.
And Dr. Paul, thank you so much. I'm still working, but I've lost 15 pounds since May.
Well, you go ahead now. Well, you go ahead now.
I can't stand you, girl.
Amen.
And look, I joined the Double Dutch jumping club.
Whoa.
Go ahead, girl.
Plus Double Dutch club.
Girl, you better go on.
Well, go ahead now. That's what I'm talking about.
Good. What a beautiful smile.
That is awesome.
Indeed. That's what's up.
Proud of that.
Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Thank you. Hey, you think yourself, you apply the principle. You have to apply the principle.
It was hard at first, but now I'm getting used to the nothing at
if you do the work,
nothing creamy, the whole thing. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, look, you got to just do the work. That's all.
And what happens? Stephanie, that's a perfect thing because remember, when you start to thick, creamy, and things that pour slow. Remember, we say thick, creamy and things that pour slow. When you have a blocked gut, and when it's blocking your gut, you can't assimilate. But what happens when you remove that and just stay away from it? The miracle starts to happen. You start to see people say, all of a sudden, all this weight just started because now your energy's getting through. You're now starting to assimilate. Now your body says, now I can pump this heart. Now I can move this lymphatic system. Now this, blood pressure gets right. Everything starts to get right because you can get it in now. So just staying away from it means a lot. And then add the little exercise to it. Girl, you go ahead
And
and
that
jump rope
glove.
yourself, girl. Go ahead and get
And
down.
you got a glove.
You double dutch it too. You double dutch it.
Thank you.
Oh,
She
yeah.
got a glove too.
She getting
And
it
she got a glove.
She big,
She's
big.
glowing too.
Here we go,
Glowing.
Dr. P. Hey, come on now.
Thank you.
Get it, Steph. Come on.
I wish I
right.
could show you the video, but I'm not that technology savvy.
Where
Maybe
is it?
I'll send you an email.
Yeah,
and then
send it
you
one
can-
in.
Do you
We'll
have
share
it?
it.
Is it online? Did you have it online somewhere?
I have it I put it on my Facebook page.
Oh yeah. So give us some Facebook page and Prophetess will pull it up for you. Go ahead. You have give
Okay.
her your full page. Give her your full name and everything so that she can pull it up whatever's on Facebook.
Okay, it's Troy, Troy,
Mm-hmm.
capital N, and then Steph, Stef,
Okay.
Dangerfield.
Okay.
Okay.
Got that, Prophetess? I know she already on it.
You
She
know
already
to
pulled
type,
it up.
can she type that into the chat box?
Yeah.
Her name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
type
let
it
me
right
see.
into your chat box if you can do that, and we'll try to pull it up and see if we can show you off today. How about that?
Amen.
Congratulations! One
Glowing.
more time. Yes, give it
Thank
a
you.
hand. Come on, baby, y'all.
Congratulations.
Testimony.
This double dutch
Hey,
a
Congratulations.
cruise.
15
Double Dutch
pounds.
bus
It's a lot.
on around.
That feels good
And
when
I've
you
tried
release
so
that.
many other, weight loss, like Weight Watchers, keto, all kinds of stuff. And I'm not doing anything but just eating what I'm, supposed to be eating and the regimen that you prescribed for me.
Yes, yes. And the top, what she's saying, also the top 10 toxic foods. I can't express how important the top 10 toxic foods are to stay away from. You can get that right on my website, y'all. It's all free. Mastering a Healthy Lifestyle guidebook. Download it. DrPaulHerbs.com. Just hit the download. You got it. And you can see the top 10 toxic foods. And you are a great example. Look at that smile, Big B. Let's see that
She
smile.
got a glow.
She
She got a glow. She's glowing. She's
smiling.
glowing.
Yeah, praise God.
She's
Yes,
glowing.
God be
That's
the
the only
Look
glory.
at that
count.
glow.
God be the
Thanks.
glory. All
Yeah,
right.
All right, so
she's
I'm
glowing.
still on, but I'm taking my video off.
All right.
That's all
All
right.
right. We'll see. Thank you for that testimony. Thank you so much. That helped
Thanks.
somebody today. That helped somebody today. All right. Let's see. Who
Yes,
else we
yes.
have? Anyone else before we go
Anybody
to
else with a
and
testimony?
anyone?
I will share a testimony real quick.
All right, Ruth.
I have a very large family, but I'm always praying for them, sharing information, changing, inviting them to Dr. Paul. And my 15-year-old niece has joined the bandwagon.
All
And
right.
she's leading the charge in her family. And I am just so excited. Like she's eating salads every day and she's eating, lots of fruits and veggies. And her grandmother, my sister, her mother, asked her, they were going out to a restaurant. She said, there's nothing I can eat in that restaurant.
She's already on point.
See.
She's already on point. She's on point.
Her mother came home with some kind of tea, and she looked at the back of it. She said, "Mom, you can't drink this," and she just threw it in the trash. Like, no, we ain't drinking that, Mom. We're done.
See,
We're
and
done.
the little child shall lead them, Ruth.
Yes, yes, yes.
It just does my heart good.
Ruth, I'm going to say that I know you had a lot to do with that. You had a lot to do with that and your inspiration. So you get the Ambassador Award today. Let's give Ruth a hand, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's come off the mute and give her a shout. And testimony.
Congratulations for doing that.
Ruth, you have to
Congratulations.
You have to lead the way, Ruth, and that's what happens. We stand in the gap. She's watching you. Apparently, she's been watching
That's right.
you. And that's what I have to say to all those that are leaders. Those are leaders in whatever it's your church, if it's your organization, your group, whatever you're in leading, they're watching you. What you do is so important. So what you eat, They watching. They say, hey, you talk about this health thing, but are you living this thing? That's the important thing. And Ruth, I know you've been going through some things, and I definitely know that you are fighting a good fight, and you are doing some incredible turnaround testimony in yourself.
Hey, Jay, you
Yes.
watching?
So I want to thank you so much for that testimony, and keep us up to date. She's a remnant now. She's a remnant now.
Well,
we call her the remnant. Yes, we all are remnants of our families.
That is exactly right.
Somebody make sure, Stephanie.
Make sure you mute it, guys.
All right, go ahead. Okay. All right, next on the line, who else do we have?
Anyone else
Any more with the testimony before we get started? Okay.
Says Zoom user.
Oh, you're not interested in no diet.
Yeah, Dr. Paul.
Go ahead, Clorinda.
Zoom user, please.
Okay, mute yourself, y'all. Come on.
Okay.
If you're not speaking, please mute yourself. All right, please mute yourself. Okay,
we're okay.
All right, go ahead.
I was listening to something today, and I said, this is really food for thought. That you cannot get well in the same environment that made you sick. And the example that they gave was a fish tank. And I'm always looking for something simple to explain to patients. And that was something that I can use that's useful for my patients.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yep. So they were saying, say that one more time. They were you
cannot get well in the same environment that made you sick.
There you go. There you go. Enough said. That's the drop your mic moment right there.
Yep.
Because remember, that's the environment.
That was a powerful statement.
Yes, because what happens is that the environment which all cells live in, they call it the milieu, the environment, right? So that's almost like the oxygen they breathe. And if it's polluted with free radicals and particulates of bacteria, virus, fungus, parasites, all this stuff going on, it's like we're sitting in a room and then somebody just pushed in all of this bad air. What's the first thing we're going to start doing? Everybody going to be coughing. That means the environment has changed. Yes. Well, that's what your cells look like when they're trying to get things in order. They're trying to fight for your behalf, but your environment, which is the milieu they live in, is just too polluted. Particulates or free radicals just sitting around. And that's why you have things like the vitamin C's and the blood cleansers like the burdock root and the dandelions and all of the different herbs and things like the astragalus and all these things they start to clean up that blood. And guess what? Now they say, thank you, I can breathe now. You just changed the environment. But importantly, it changed the pH, which I always talk about. The potential for hydrogen raises that energy. So now if you feed the body corrects itself 11 times faster. Great one, Dr. Clorinda. That is excellent. Great testimony right there. Let's give her a hand, y'all, for bringing that out. Long. Yes, bringing that out. All that much the better. Great testimony.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Write that one down. Y'all need to write that one down.
I did. I had to write it down and write it where I can see it.
That's right. Yes. That's right.
And it's a good thing, Clorinda, you write things like that and put it on your mirror so that when you go into the bathroom in the morning, you'll see it every day.
And it tells you also
put it on your visor in your car. So when you're thinking about you're hungry and you're thinking about pulling over for something.
Yeah.
Be pulling over for.
Yeah. And it's also it tells you also about what you're putting in your temple.
Yes.
It starts to make you start to read labels. And when you look for those labels, you start to say, all right, well, what's in this? How can this bring me life? Remember, only life begets life. Yes. Death can't bring you life. So anything dead can't give you life. They'll make it taste good, but if it's nothing life in it, how is it going to keep you alive? It's not.
Yes.
It's just based on food. They know they can get you. All they got to do is put a whole lot of salt, refined sugar, and a whole lot of grease. And that's what they're going to say, you know what? This is good. That's what people say. But it ain't nothing there.
They call it legal crack sugar.
Yep. All right.
Anybody else?
Excellent. All right. Let's see. Anybody else have any questions? Anything that we go on? Are we going to go into the questions, Big B?
All right. So as a matter of fact, you have pretty much covered most of the questions. There was one though. This says from Val, so that these are my blood results. Can you recommend something for high reverse T3. My, can you pronounce that word, Val? Tridothyronine is a 0.79, normal range 0.87 to 1.9, 1.8. Val, are you there? Can you kind of explain all that to Dr. P?
Yeah, like that's gonna be easier to let her explain.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said it'd be easier just to have Val come on and explain it instead of having me running over my nose trying to figure it out. Go ahead, Val.
Yes, so those are my numbers, and then the ones next to it is the normal what it should be in. So
Right.
basically, the reverse T3 is really high.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm trying to look at your numbers.
And
Where are your numbers? Are they on here somewhere?
Yeah, they're there.
Let me see here.
It's down under. It's
Big
not too
B, I
far
see
down from
your
the top.
number from the top.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see here.
Not far down. It's
Dr.
one.
Paul, it's at 717.
Right.
Okay, got it. Okay. So what were you saying now? What were you saying there?
Val, go ahead now, Val.
So those are my numbers, and the reverse T3 is high, and one of the numbers is low. Not that low, but it's low. But my doctor seems to think it's okay. But I know if it's higher than what they say normal, then it's not, something is wrong.
Right. So here we go back to blood again. You got to clean. Have you ever been for assessment? Are you in the Philadelphia area? Have we ever sat down?
Yes, I came one time.
Okay. So my question is, how are you doing with what we talked about? When was it, by the way? Was it a while ago?
It was last year. Yeah.
Okay. So you're up for
I
definitely.
got the urine analysis. I didn't get the whole
Okay.
tour.
Okay, I would definitely suggest getting the full done. And that's where, because when we're looking at these range, any imbalances that we're looking at, you have to go back to what you're eating. It's going back to what you're eating, what you're assimilating versus what you're not assimilating. And then with these numbers, it looks like not assimilation. You're not getting your nutrients. So what we would look at, of course, you only got the urine last time. So I would say get the full body analysis, which is the RM3A, so I can tell where your assimilation numbers are. Are you on pharmaceuticals right now? What pharmaceutical meds, if any, are you on?
Just nothing for the thyroid, just for blood pressure and for like anxiety, stuff like that.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because that has a lot to do with what we're looking at here also. So
Yeah, but the only one I'm really taking is the blood pressure one.
Right. So keeping in mind though, remember when you sat down with me, we talked about the pH. Are you testing your pH?
Not every day, but like
you got to start there again. How's your water?
It's good.
Okay, what's good? What's good?
Like five bottles a day. According to my weight, that's the right amount.
That is your number, right? You know you got the right water, so you got to stay on your water. So the other thing is nutrition. What are you taking herbal? What are you taking on regular?
Ashwagandha, the pills.
Okay.
Iodine, Iodoral.
Right. Right, but are you taking any? Remember, this is a hydrogen issue. This is a pH problem. So are you taking anything on the hydrogen level, like a green drink? You remember we talked about the green drinks?
I have your green drink, but I keep running out because it goes, yeah.
So I want you to hear, this is a good example for everybody. We have to raise this pH, so we have to keep the hydrogen. We have to keep the levels of hydrogen so that can eventually keep the blood in a good space. Remember, we just talked about the milieu, which is an environment which all cells live in. So that has a lot to do with the thyroid, that's dealing with the endocrine systems, it deals with the iodine levels, it deals with everything. So what's happening here, any imbalances, we start with the blood first. That's where you got to start. So we say not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. When you come through for an assessment, that's looking at your baseline. So from your baseline, that's what your body's speaking. See, we don't do any healing. We're not healers. We are just readers. We read the symptoms and things that you're experiencing, which is what these numbers are. And then we feed the body what it needs, and the body corrects itself 11 times faster. So you're up for definitely coming back in, but get a full assessment next time, okay? So we can see where your numbers are, and then I can tell you exactly where you need to be, okay? So blood pressure, what is your blood pressure at right now, by the way?
It varies. It goes up like last week it was up really high, 189 over 122. Something shot it. The pain shot it up, and then normal is like 90 over 70. It's gets really low.
Right. So you're fluctuating with that. That has a lot to do with this. See, that's always nutrition. That's are you assimilating? Sounds like some things that you don't want to speculate. You always want to get an assessment and then we move forward. Okay. So come on
Okay.
back through and get your assessment. Okay.
Okay.
And we'll take it from there. All right.
Okay.
And then from there, you got to stay on point though. You got to make sure you keep, the specific things that you take are based on those that's their balancing factors. So make sure your water's right, all those things. Top 10 toxic food, right? You got that list, right?
Yes.
You still got that list. Nothing thick, creamy, things that pour slow, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. No dairy, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. Just feeling in my spirit some stuff. So go ahead. We're gonna see you soon. All right. All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. All right. Dr. P. Kim has a question. It says, what can you recommend? Can you recommend a good brand for calcium? For core calcium, not for just calcium, but core calcium. Is a good brand. I know that I use a Cal one, so it worked very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, Coral Calcium, you can find a lot of them out there online. If I'm looking at Coral Calcium, there's one by Tropical Oasis, which is good. There's there's a lot of them out here. As long as they made the commitment to be organic.
Right.
That's the key. That's the key. And you try to get it from Okinawa. And that is the sort of groundwork that we've done. But you can find it in other places that are not Okinawa, but we just try to say stick with the Okinawa brand or from Okinawa because that has the highest concentration. So oral calcium is bioavailable for those who are listening for the very first time, not like normal calcium, which can actually you can get too much of. You remember we went over the different types of calcium. I think I went over the 9 types of calcium. So with that, I would just say definitely just make sure they've made the commitment to be organic. There's one called Nature's Blend. Let's see. Wonder Laboratories is good. Okay. And these are just ones that you'll see, some of the best ones. I try to stay away from the concentration, the complexes. See, you'll see coral calcium complex. That's my only concern is to stay away from those because the complex will add things like additional magnesiums and things like that and other things to it. And you really don't need it. You just need the coral calcium, the straight coral calcium. Okay. So hopefully that helps you out. All right.
Thank you.
No problem. And let me see if I was trying to see if another one is Source Naturals. Source Naturals is a good one. Source Naturals. Yeah. And if there's another one, I'll throw it across the table if I find another one that's Cal is always good. I mean, we use Cal. Some say Cal is no longer getting it from Okinawa, but I don't think it's really going to be that much of a difference.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So here we go.
All right, man. Ellen says, can you speak about using Ensure nutritional drinks for extra calories and energy during my cancer treatment?
I can speak about not using it.
Oh,
good.
Absolutely. A no. Come on.
Yeah, we call that silly putty. That's what we call it.
I like that one. I'm going to steal that.
I have to remember that was silly putty.
Yeah, because silly putty might be a little better.
Yeah, but
that has so many things, and I'm going to tell y'all one time I got into a situation at a hospital when my aunt was sick, and she was really in dire straits, and she was going through it, and they started saying we're going to give her insurance. I said no. And boy, we went at it. Big B, we went at it. I mean, I went at it with this doctor to the point where they would call security. He escorted this gentleman off the floor.
That man must be crazy. Get him out of here.
But it was on point. And then after a while, he even called the pharmacist on me. He called the pharmacist up to say, You know, it has vitamin C. And I said, no, that does not have vitamin C. That ain't real vitamin C.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
says,
yeah.
and the pharmacist was like, yeah, you know, it is vitamin C. It's ascorbic acid. I said, ascorbic acid is not vitamin C. That's the outer rim, and they're getting it from corn. So the pharmacist says, yeah, you're right. So now the doctor's looking at the pharmacist like, yo, you supposed to here to support me. He said, yeah, but he's right though. So now I said, I'm just gonna leave. All right, I'm just gonna leave, but y'all work on that. And
Wow.
so it was a discussion about this Ensure stuff. And it's got so many, it's got maltodextrin in it. I can't even go over the stuff in it. It's thick, it's
Wow, wow,
creamy,
wow.
it pours slow,
It
it
does
blocks the
everything.
gut, it does everything that we say is wrong. And I just can't say enough bad things about it. So get you a green drink. That's what we do. Your best bet is a life force of something that's green. That's what the green drink. The NGB is perfect. So that's what we give. Even the children are taking the NGB, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent disease, just food for the soul. It's got land and sea.
Yeah,
What
yeah, yeah.
other greater nutrient does your body need than the actual source of hydrogen, which is potential greatness, is right there. It's in the greens. You got it? So that would be a great thing for children. It's good for everybody because it's all food, y'all. That's all it is. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Paul, I just want to interject real fast. Grand Rising, everyone.
Grand Rising, Data.
One of my clients, he's a kidney patient, and he was having a meeting and with the dietitian, and they were telling him, dietitian, nutritionist, I watch them. You know, I have to see from where you come from and how you were trained. But he said, I knew better because I've learned, but she told me I must drink purified water.
Oh my goodness. That was a door opener for you.
Yes.
They were in trouble.
Oh gosh. I said, okay, so
Oh
you can't
no.
listen to some of these nutritionists.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
You really have
You
to
got to,
watch.
you know what you got to do? You got to break it down to the what we call the least common denominator, to break it down to the last compound. You got to say to yourself, okay, if you're saying you're giving me purified water, then simply what was it before you had it?
Yes.
It was bad water. That was it. Because if you had to purify it, it must have been bad. So you started with bad water. You know, and then I hear this, and I got a text from a good friend of mine, Terry. She actually comes on here, and she probably, I don't know if Terry's on right now, but Terry texted me before I came on. She said she had, well, first of all, I want to give Terry a shout out because she sent me a number that she had some success on her numbers with dealing with sugar levels came down. So we give a shout out to Terry.
Good,
Terry,
good,
shout out
good,
to
good, great,
Terry.
Terry. Great,
And
Terry.
then she sent something to me, which I hope she don't mind me sharing this. But she says they told her she needed to they the yeah they they actually recommended her eating Skittles.
Oh no. Can I say this? No.
Because Skittles has because each Skittle has one carb.
Oh Lord.
What the what?
Lord.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
The craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yes,
Cannot eat
Terry,
those
are you
Skittles.
on here? Terry is Terry's not gonna. She might not be on tonight.
Skittles.
But it was so hilarious when I saw this. It was like the first thing I said back to her. I said, "Can you say titanium dioxide?" Which is a metal,
Oh
which
man,
is
oh
a
man.
banned element in California.
Yeah, man.
I mean, y'all, this is wow. You know,
My,
this
She's
is
not
to
going
show me.
back to them, is she? I hope not.
Yeah, she know better. She know better. She got a picture of a. She gave me. She, she got a picture of a lady falling out of her chair. She heard it. She sent
oh
me.
my,
So
Dr.
shout
Paul.
out to
Wow,
Terry
wow.
over there. Shout out to Terry.
Indeed,
She
indeed.
knows
Thanks,
better.
Terry.
Terry knows better.
Thanks,
All
Terry.
right.
Thank you,
Okay,
Terry.
but yeah, so you got to challenge everything. Everybody is a nutritionist is not a nutritionist. I mean,
That's
you're
right.
gonna get all that and they're not on point. So do the best you can do. Challenge that stuff. Got it? All right,
Okay,
Big
all
D.
right, got two questions. Then I want to go up to Jared up in the corner.
Okay.
Can you please suggest a good dermatologist? Thank you.
Dermatologist. Nope, I can't recommend any because what we do, we clean the blood. That's what we do. You know, whenever you're dealing with dermatologists with skin, anything with derma is going to be, remember, inconsistencies on the outside, inconsistencies in the inside. So you got to clean your insides. And then we add topicals to that as an additional process. So we start with the blood. Here we go again. We're coming back to the blood again, y'all. You got to clean your blood. You got this exposure to these chemicals. You got processed and ultra processed foods. You got GMOs. You got bioengineering. You got asbestos. You got chemicals from where you drinking out of the PFAS chemicals. You got all this stuff
That's toast.
that your body is dealing with. So what do you have to do? You got to get it moving. You need binders to pull the stuff out, and it only happens when you clean the blood, and those are the binders. We call them binders. So they bind to a lot of the stuff and pull this stuff out of you. So you got to clean the blood. So if you have not been through, come on through, get an assessment. 1-877-377-2854, and we get you on a game plan, and make sure you get your water right, because not even the herbs are going to work until you get your water right.
There you go.
You got to get that water right. Yep. That water's got to work. All right.
Okay. All right, Dr. Green. That's all right. Let's say people will justify the genetics diseases that have been passed down to generations cannot be cured. Is that true? For example, parents having diabetes.
That's a loaded question to unpack, because when they'll tell someone that they have a genetic disposition and that it's from, something in there, that's a very possibility. That's a possibility, because I'm going to tell you that along the lines, when you really do the real research, the only genetic disposition is the fact that everybody's eating the same thing generation after generation.
Absolutely.
You got me? So there's nothing that we gotta talk about. What are you eating? And usually everybody's eating the same way that, great grandma, grandma, everybody all the way up. Everybody's eating the same way.
Same thing.
So when they're telling people they have a genetic disorder or something like that, I beg to differ. I totally disagree with that. Because I could show you somebody in that family who ain't like that ain't dealing with that. It's always what you are eating. That's it. Yes. It goes back to it. You are responsible and accountable for yourself. But if you eat that, you're going to get that. That's simply as that.
I'm so glad you said that, Dr. Paul, because just the other day, I didn't even go into it because I said, I'm so tired of hearing this.
Mm-hmm.
The mother has heart disease, the son has heart disease. He said, yeah, it runs in my family. I just want to say, what runs in your family are bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. That's another one.
That's what running in your family. What great grandpapa did, then other great grandpapa, then the grandmother, then the mother, and then the son, and now you doing the same thing and showing your children the same behavior.
Exactly. So you got to break that vicious cycle. We call that that vicious cycle. Now, here's probably where they're leaning on it. They're probably leaning into the fact that when we also, one added point, when they see those that are like, say, if it was diabetes, well, they'll know that the generations of enzymes that are depleted in the pancreas are losing as the generation gets. That's because that generational curse is continually going on in your family. So that means that they're not having as much as you are. Yes, it is tearing down. So yes, they don't have. They would call that a genetic disorder, but that person can still turn it around. They can turn it around if they start to eat the right foods, and of course to regenerate the pancreas. Remember the three things that we talk about the pancreas does. Remember the three things that whenever it's a concentration issue, issues with concentration, stay away from it. Things that are dehydrated, things that are processed. If you start to now get the right things, you can regenerate it. But here's the three things that it stops making. It stops making magnesium, chromium, and vanadium. Those are your three right there. And when you start to regenerate and start to do the proper things that you do, guess what? You can see some definitely give your body a chance to turn it around.
Indeed. Yes,
so how do you do that? Get your good herbs, get your, stay away from the stuff. That's it. Concentration. That's the biggest problem.
What was the last one, Dr. Paul?
Vanadium.
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, vanadium.
Oh, vanadium. Okay.
Yeah, vanadium. So a lot of this that's happening with this helps what they call the owls of Langerhans to strike the charge to keep it going so that it can properly make the insulin. But if it doesn't have the proper charge because it doesn't have the right water or it's too concentrated, says, hey, I'm just going to shut it on down. And that's when it starts making insulin. Now we got an insulin issue. Got it? So keep that in mind.
Vanadium? Can you spell vanadium?
Right. Vanadium. You can buy it in like powder concentrates. You can buy it in, some of them even have vanadium with chromium already mixed. But these are for, these are blood sugar support, herbal and nutrients. Okay. So that's where you want to keep that in mind. But those are the things that help to balance out the pancreas. All right. Okay. Good stuff. That was a good question. Good question.
All right. We'll go up in the corner. Then we'll come back for some more questions. Jared, you there?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man. How about
yourself?
Jared,
how you doing?
Good. I'm well. So, Doc, I was looking at something. It's called quantum energy healing. Do you know anything about that? It's
I've heard of it.
Okay, apparently you go. They have them like all over. So apparently they have a place up in well, I forgot where it is. Where you go and it's like these panels on the wall, and you sit there and you take a nap. And what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to energize your cells. There was something about if your cells is at 20%, that's when, of course, disease sets in. But if it's charged to like 7 point something, it's hard to it's hard to like catch disease or something. So I was just looking at it, and I said, well, I wonder if Dr. Paul knew about this.
Yeah. All good.
Okay.
All good. And all this goes back to, has a lot to do with, again, it's all about what? Male, female principle. Alkaline, acid. That's it. It's getting your body out of the state of acidity. And meaning that your red blood cells, red and white blood cells live in an alkaline state. That's when you're in a state of alkalinity, which is health. Okay. And they're coming out with different ways of creating the charge of the body. We're trying to raise the bioelectrical field of the body internally. Now you can do it with things like frequency, vibration. Somebody go on mute. Someone on mute. Come on, somebody come on mute. Now. This is important. This is too important for somebody. Please go on mute. Who is that?
Josh, 854.
Got it. We got it.
Okay, there you go.
All right. So, as I was saying, when you start to deal with the environment in which all cells live in, that's the only real battle we're dealing with, because the blueprint's already in you. Deoxyribonucleic acid, that's your DNA. Yes, RNA. That's the blueprint. Yes. So all the body says is just give me the energy I need. Now, in most cases, because we live in this northern hemisphere where we're exposed to EMS, pollution, asbestos, all this stuff, normally you would just basically, with the proper amount of fruits and vegetables, you would be able to give the body what it needs. So the liver would strike that charge and you would alkalize. Right. But because of the environment, which we are living in deserts, food doesn't have what it's supposed to have. We really have a lot of issues with pesticides, chemicals, and y'all know about the nitrates, right?
Yeah,
nitrates is, let me tell you, this nitrate thing has gotten out of control. I'm gonna have to do a video and just post it. I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow about the nitrates alone. This thing is really very concerning. So all of this stuff.
The matter of fact, the place is up in Jenkintown, near Jenkintown, right around West Avenue, I believe, somewhere around there.
Probably around the corner from me. Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, man, let me call Dr. Paul and ask him.
I would check them all out. I would check them all out because there's a lot of different methods for raising the alkalinity and the charge of the body. But I'm going to tell you, the greatest starts from within inside of you. And that means to get your body back into the state of balance. That's what the Simply as a green drink does. If anybody's ever taken a green drink, right?
Hamburger goulash.
This is just a little experiment that you can do, right?
I know you're making dinner.
You can take it like this. You can
wonderful.
Mute yourselves, guys. Mute yourselves, guys.
That's Providence.
Uh-oh.
She's talking about making dinner. If you take the spoon, right? The spoon, and if you just shake it a little bit inside of there and then scoop it up, you'll see sometimes it'll come out like a little Don King looking thing, like spikes almost. And that's the charge. Yep, that's the charge of the green drinks. It's amazing. If you just all you got to do is take the spoon, right, and just rub it at the very bottom like this into the green drink, and then scoop it up, and you'll see it. You'll see these little. They look like this. That means the charge, the energy. That shows you how much energy is in there. So when you put that in your bloodstream, guess what? You automatically start to regenerate on a regular basis. So you raise your alkalinity, but test yourself. I cannot tell you enough. You need to test yourself with the pH strips. No doctor can tell you anything. If you know your numbers better than they do, you can just test your number, saliva and urine, right? What do? Double the saliva number, add to the urine, divide by 3. That's your numbers right there. Yep. All right, good stuff. So you can give it a try. It may work, man. A lot of that stuff does work.
No, I would just I just heard about it. I said, let me call Dr. Paul and see what he thinks about it.
Man. I try it all. Frequencies. We have a frequency club that we talk about. You know, the Rife machines. They got all the different things that help. Sound therapy. Vibration. There's so many things that can raise your vibration. So you know, try them all. That's what I say. Give them a shot. All right.
Thanks, Doc.
Hey, I got Dr. Lenny on the line. Dr. Lenny, I see you, Dr. Lenny.
Dr. Lenny trying to be cool.
Says like, man, you gonna call on me, man. Dr. Lenny, I want to thank you, man. But I want to share my situation because you know the learning always happens from stuff that happens to me. So Doc, you know you've been helping me with the strain back lately, last couple of days, because I've been working out, I've been hitting the weights and everything, and I was out bike riding, and I did a little bit too much fun on vacation. I was having too much fun on vacation.
Having too much fun on vacation.
Yes.
So you gotta be as young as me, Dr. V. What's up with you, man?
Too much fun.
I was having too much fun. I was like, I'm riding again. I'm riding. But Doc, tell them. I'm going to share my situation because I think people can learn from what I've been experiencing. And I've experienced this thing, help me with the name, the quadratus lumborum. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yep. Tell them what the quadratus lumborum is and how is this thing just kicking my tail right now?
So it works hand in hand. It's a low back stabilizer. So basically, if you take your hand, base of your low back, dig it right into that, so right above your hip bone. So it's a low back stabilizer, intimately connected with the hip flexor on the front end. So those bones are what attaches to the front, and the muscles that attach to the front and the back of the bones in your lumbar spine.
Yeah,
and we work on that.
And Doc, this is what I've come to understand now, that this is the longest one that helps to keep the spine straight, and that stabilizes. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a rector. Yep. Yeah, definitely huge.
And how many people may be experiencing this and not know what this pain is? That don't go to a chiropractor, that don't have somebody like you on the scene.
Yeah, it's funny, Doc. I had somebody that we were working with today down at Temple, an athlete that I haven't worked with before, and he was having an issue in that same area, and that's why we work with that whole complex, like the front and the back, and then get mobility into the joints if they need it, to try and get the balance and the symmetry in the musculature to allow your body to stay upright and guide. So many people are on computers and hunched over, and that upper body posture affects what's going on down low. It's a huge piece of that puzzle. When you're spending that hunched over time, it's loading all that up, and the weight of gravity is coming right down on the base of that lower back and affecting the musculature, the disc space, the nerve flow coming out of there, all a factor.
Yeah, all I could say, I think it's also called the QL.
Yep.
Man, let me tell you, it's like, if they had you remember when the scripture Big B said Paul had a thorn in his side?
Yes.
You were a little rough there, buddy. You were a little rough.
Doc, you can tell I was rough. And I was like, oh man, it was crushing me. So
Dr. Paul, I have a question for Dr. Lenny.
Okay, one more. I got one more question for him. So Doc, turnaround time, usually when someone would that be considered a lower back strain? Or
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of times, like, people ask this question, like, is it a muscle? Is it a bone? Does it disc? And it's a complex. It's not just one thing. The body's interconnected and all working together. So it's a complex. So it's not just one thing. Yeah, it's definitely.
So what's turnaround time that you've seen that for
can really snap back quickly and get some substantial improvement. It could be really chronic and be a bugger. It really depends on how long it's been going on and what are you doing. And a lot of times it's the straw that broke the camel's back that builds and builds and builds, and then everything goes haywire. Like, where did this come from? But when you think of the things that go on a daily basis, let alone a lifetime of stresses and tensions and posture, falls, car accidents, all those other things that can build up. Your body's super resilient, but it'll let you know when you push it a little too far.
That's right.
Sure
That's
will.
right. That's right.
Sure will.
Well, Dr. Clorinda has a question for you also.
Sure.
Yeah, Dr. Lenny, when I see a lot of patients that have, God, I don't know how many, that have low back pain, and they're on narcotics and they're on muscle relaxants and whatnot. And one thing that I suggested to them, if they have the opportunity to see a chiropractor, I told them call their insurance company and see if they have chiropractic coverage of any type on their insurance. That's first and foremost. But one thing I recommend to them that my trainer has us do quite a bit of, because we're a group of ladies that the majority of us are over 50. And one thing that we do is the Superman. And I show them how to do the Superman on the wall. So, and teach them very carefully. I said, you don't want to overdo it. I said, you just want to take your time. I said, even if you just stand against the wall, face forward, and get your toes on the wall, get your face on the wall, and put your arms up on the wall over your head. I said, if you do that for a couple of minutes every day to try to stretch that out, and the more you do it, the further you try to reach up to try to stretch out your spine. And because I tell them, once you let your back get gone, the first thing I said, the last thing you want to do is see an orthopedic surgeon first. I said, first thing you want to see is a chiropractor or a therapist, because an orthopedic surgeon, it's only going to make his money if he operates on you, and so don't give him a reason to do it.
There you go.
Very true.
Good advice.
Very true.
Good advice. See Dr. Lenny first.
Very true.
Thanks, Doc. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
My pleasure, man. I got you.
I'm being the we don't say guinea pig, but because I say veggie.
Good advice.
I mean, say veggie.
You're not a spring chicken anymore, Dr. Paul.
You should have saw me though, Doctor, and I was rolling with the bike.
You were in the moment.
He was
You
I
were
was
in the moment.
Then I woke up and said, "Wait a minute, what am I doing?" Yeah,
your body said, "If you lost your mind."
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thanks,
and if you're talking about that exercise, it's called the Superman. If anyone's like listening and say, well, what's the Superman? I want to show you really what that is real quick. I want to show you what that pose looks like. Let me know if you can see this, Big B.
All right, buddy.
Let me know if you can see that. See that pose right there?
Got it, man. There you go.
The Superman. See right there? That's what they're saying. But she's saying she does it against the wall, right? So that right there helps to strengthen the core and also the back muscles and things like that. It's actually, like it says, lie on the floor in the prone position with the legs straight up and the arms extended in the front of you. It's a position that can take a little bit of getting used to if you're not used to that position, but definitely it can really strengthen your core. It's one of the exercises
you start with alternating arms and legs. Just a couple of inches off the floor, and as you get more familiar with it and comfortable and strengthen that back, you'll be able to do a more advanced position like that.
Yeah.
Doc, as Doc said, that's definitely pretty. Against the wall would be great to start with for folks that are looking at that like, there's no way I can do that. Against the wall is a great option, or as you said, like a swimmer, opposite arm, opposite leg. And just going where you can to work on getting some stability in there can really be beneficial as well.
Thank you, Doc. Appreciate you,
Doc.
man. I had to pick on you,
as always.
I had to pick on you, man. I had to pick
on you. Always.
All right, thank you, Doc. Appreciate you. All right, who else we got there, Big B?
All right, Gerald, were you done? Then after that, we have Ruth Presley. All right, Ruth.
I have a couple things because I was hearing so much stuff. We were talking about diseases and running in families. My family has a history of heart disease that goes back generations. When I was diagnosed with heart disease, I was like, oh, heck to the no. We ain't doing that. And my heart was functioning at 23%. Oh, wow. I still said, heck to the no. I have a normal functioning heart because I decided that I wasn't going the route
Amen.
Yes.
Of sickness and disease, and I'm going to die. I refuse to receive what the doctors were saying. I heard them.
I hear you. I hear you.
I heard them. I said, Lord, you heard them. What you got?
Well,
that's right.
Okay.
I hear you. And, you know,
I hear you.
and you know, Ruth, it's hard for me. You know, I'm over here, you know, like plum please, and you know, about the bus because I know your story, and you have come back from a tremendous walk, and I can only applaud you. That's like a stealth testimony, Big B. And you are a perfect example of the conversation, which means that you, like you said, family had everybody had something going on, but you said, no, I'm going to break that right now. I'm going to break this vicious cycle. And with that, you started changing your diet, started doing the things that you're doing. And Ruth, you are awesome. And you're inspiring the youth at the same time.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Indeed.
There was a couple of, so the cholesterol thing. I go to the doctor. He says, your cholesterol high. It probably just runs in the family. It's probably in your genes because I know how you eat. I know what you do.
Oh, my goodness.
I said, hold that thought. I'll be back. And in 90 days.
Oh, that is awful.
In 90 days, I did a more of a tweak. And my cholesterol was down 21 points.
I know that's right.
Talk show him up.
Talk
in 1 year.
That's what's up.
1 year with diet, exercise, you know, the stuff you need to do. My cholesterol was down 62 points in 1 year with food.
Okay.
With food, y'all.
Not the diagnosed food, just food for the soul, family. Yeah.
All right, way to go, way to go.
Congratulations on that accomplishment.
Come off of me. Come on, somebody give her a shout. Come on.
Go ahead. Get happy. Kill yourself out.
Congrats. Amen.
It took 21 years. But after 21 years of staying on the journey, not quitting, you know, I have a normal
heart.
Shut
up, Ruth.
Get it, girl.
Shut up, girl. See that, y'all?
Don't tell me about medications and stuff. I mean, go use them if you think you need to. But I'm telling you, God has the best pharmacy in the world. And nothing tastes good.
Sound like a sermon
in your body.
Girl,
come on.
Girl,
you better stop. I'm sorry. Let me get off.
No, don't get off. Don't get off. I'm coming in there with you. What can I say?
We need to hear it.
It gotta taste like what? It gotta taste like diabetes?
Well, look at that. Does it have to taste like diabetes? Have mercy.
Does it have to taste like getting your leg removed? What?
Look, girl.
We are trained for our taste buds, and it's time for us to stop it because the only one that wants us dead is Satan.
Well,
amen.
You preaching good, sister.
Go ahead, sister.
This is my last thing. There is this app.
There's your last. Go. Keep going.
Okay. There's this app, YUKA. It's called Yuka. Now, you scan something in the store, and it'll tell you what's in it. And I was I bought this stuff and I thought it was really good. It had 6 hazardous chemicals in it. So it tells you what's in there. They tell you what the hazardous chemicals are as well. So it's I'm like, y'all, everybody just try the Yuka, YUKA app, and you go in there and it'll show you what's in your food. And it has the red, the green, the orange, and the green light in there.
But by the same token, I recommended that to my sister, as a matter of fact. And I told her you need to be careful about some of the products in there that they say are good products, because one of them is that Lumi, that deodorant that you put on your body, all over your body, and it stays on your body forever. Come on, really? That's as toxic as that.
So you have to take it, and you have to modify everything, you know, because everybody's not going to be on the exact same page, but you know it's close. Like with the Yuka app, you know, you can download this with your Android or your app store from the Apple, and with it, it'll give you a guideline. Now, when you're looking at it, I'm just looking at one right here. It's got negatives, and it'll give you the positives. And like Ruth said, it'll give you the red, the yellow, and the green. With this is also added to the things like your green tester. I'm going to tell you, family, you're not going to find the perfect food anymore. Those days are gone.
Gone.
They're gone. Forget it.
Gone.
It's over. They are telling us silently with the PFAS and the things that are going on. They can't get rid of it. That's why they're calling it forever chemicals. That's a funny way of saying, well, it's going to have some poison in it and y'all ain't nothing y'all can do about it. That's what they're saying. So what does that mean to us? That means that you have to detox. You got to do a cleanse every change of season. You should be doing something which is flushing you. You can't just sit back and just eat regular food and expect to be nutritious.
Days are gone.
They said in 1947, the food doesn't have 47% of its nutrients in 47. And then now you got the PFAS and all the other pesticides and chemicals. So what does that mean? Comes back to what? Test yourself.
Test yourself, yes.
Got it? pH, know where you are at all times. Know those foods that are, those herbs that are binders. That's why the good Lord gave us all these herbs that they can't keep up with, by the way.
Yeah. Amen.
That can do all the things that we need to do. So just keep it in mind and, keep yourself cleansed. Every change of seasons, you should be doing something. Colon cleanse, parasite cleanse, green drinks, water, staying off the refined sugar, refined salt, refined oils. All those things matter.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff, Ruth.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
man.
Go ahead, Pastor.
See that? Hey, Ruth, you have me running around the room here in a minute, Ruth.
Ruth. Let me tell you, we're about to take the benediction after that one.
Well,
awesome.
Boy. All right, Dr. Paul, we got Kamara up in the corner. Kamara, all I see is nice, pretty flowers. Kamara, come on.
I don't know why this thing is on the blink again, but
that's all right. Don't worry about it. We know what you look like.
And Dr. Paul, you just keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving. That's right. I'm in pain.
Not too much.
I'm in pain, but I'm gonna keep it moving.
Oh goodness. Oh boy. So my cardiologist always wants me to get workup because I was born with an extra pathway, and so I have to monitor my heart health. What would you say to a report that says you have a score of 138.74 lipoprotein A, but everything else is fine? What the heck?
I would have to take a look at that because I would look at other factors. Are there any other factors that are out of balance or that are in question?
No, not from the test that was run on this particular tubing of blood. So basically they were looking at cholesterol. Yeah, and then this popped up. So I wanted to get your take on lipoprotein A. I did some research to understand what it is, but that number sounded a little alarming to me.
Yeah, high levels of anything with the lipid panels, you're going to deal with those high level cholesterol, triglycerides, things like that. So you got to start to now. Here's what we look at. Liver. You got to look at the liver.
That came up in the research.
Yeah, liver. It's got to be pointed to the liver. See, remember the liver is that's the one. That's the nuclear reactor. That's the one that makes everything happen. It's to balance the high density and the low density. That's it. So if there's any lipid numbers that are off, or out of balance, anything, that's what the liver does. But remember, it's being highly overworked right now because of these things that we just talked about. Everything is overworking. Everything is overworking. I gotta, if this system is overworking, it's going to overwork the other system. Remember, it all works as a family. So if one area is out, the other area is out. Everything works together. So again, we got to start to do liver activity. We got to look in. So you did say there was some things that showed on the liver. It did show.
Well, no. I started researching this myself to see where this comes from. And yes, you always
showed the liver.
About the liver. Right. And so the things that one needs to ingest more is, of course, avocados, garlic, olive oil, green tea, asparagus, beets, citrus fruits, turmeric, apples, walnuts, beets.
Watch the green teas.
Okay.
Watch the green teas. Watch the green teas because you got to watch the oxalates. Got it? Okay. Oxalates. Okay. Oxalates are they calcify, so that can cause a problem for the liver. It's overworking a little bit. Okay. I would definitely start to look at look at other things like oxalates is one. you got to start to, look at stress also. There's a factor of stress involved there. So you got to relax. You got to start to relax. If you're being overstressed. Yeah, because emotional stress is tied directly to the liver also. Remember, that's the organ of the emotions. So in anything going on, in your life, you got to kind of calm it down, bring it into balance, because that can fire off, the liver to be out of balance. It holds on to trauma, anything on your right side. Also, I would test yourself. Just tap yourself on the right side. Everybody tap your right side, just above, right around your rib area, right there. That's your liver right there. If it feels a little bit of tenderness on that side, that's usually the first signs that we need a liver cleanse. Got it? That's what, if it feels a little tender. Usually what you start to do, I know you know all the good stuff about the right foods and things like that, but just, you may want to go through a liver detox. We say not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. Got it? So get a good liver cleanse. All those, the burdock roots, the dandelion root, the pau d'arco, the yellow dock, all of those, the list that I have, that's on there. Just choose one and work with it. Yep. And that's what you want to do. But watch the oxalates. Some of those that you mentioned can cause a lot of congestion, and absolutely make sure your water's right. You got to be spot on with your water. All right.
That came up too. So these last four foods, tell me if there's oxalates in there. So grapefruit, lemon, walnuts, ginger. They popped up as liver cleansing foods too.
I would also refer you to the acid alkaline food chart, because the walnuts do fall on the acidic side. Okay. The walnuts fall on the acidic side. So that doesn't mean you can't have them, but just be mindful of them, because you can't take too many. Okay. What was the other ones? Walnuts,
lemon, ginger, grapefruit.
All good. Those are all good. They're
okay.
Good. They're not no problem. As long as it has, remember, make sure it's got seeds. Okay. I wouldn't go as much with the grapefruit as much as the ginger. Ginger would be a good one. Things like that. Those are good lower burners. That heats up the lower burner, starts to pull, the breakdown bacteria, things like that. So that's good.
Okay. Well, again, I'm going to let someone else go up, but the family tree is just awesome, because if you actually start to look into this malady, it says it's nothing you can do, because you inherit it.
Right. But remember, that is the philosophy.
And I know that I know better.
Right. But that's why we're here today, because what we're talking about is a different philosophical understanding and approach. Remember, there's three types of medicine. Y'all gotta remember that. There's three types: allopathy, homeopathy, and naturopathy. Those are your three worlds right there. And allopathy goes against the body. Remember, suppressive therapy. That's why they want to suppress the symptoms. Feed the body, make it sick, so that the body flips and now starts to raise its immunity to fight it off. That's backwards to us. Why would you do that? You don't want to suppress anything. You want the body, to correct itself. So homeopathy, not to be confused with naturopathy, is what? That's like knows like. Takes fire to beat fire, right? Or takes one to know one. If you got bit by a snake, they go find that snake, get the venom. Then they make the antivenom. So homeopath means there's a little poison in the remedy. Got it? And the last one is naturopath. That's us. We say that God put everything in the earth you need.
There you go, buddy.
Nothing got to die. You don't have to kill nothing. It's out the earth. And that from the earth, you feed the body, and the body corrects itself 11 times faster.
There you go.
Ain't that a shout? Somebody got a shout for that one.
Yes, hallelujah shout.
That's a hallelujah.
Well.
He got a hurt for that.
Got a hurt for that.
Got a hurt for that.
Wow.
Yep. So keep that in mind, that remember, you got to, Tamara, always remember who you're talking to and who's talking to you. Got it?
There you go. I heard
you always got to know who you're talking to, because based on their philosophy, that may not be the right philosophy or all that is philosophy. That's their understanding. You got it? So you got to be careful with that. And I always tell doctors that all the time. I say, no, that's all you can do. Now let's do something else. All right?
Yes, I receive. I
All right.
receive. Thank you,
All right.
everybody.
All right.
All
Good
right.
stuff.
Oh.
Let's give her a
Appreciate that,
hand on
Kamara.
that, y'all.
See,
Let's get
that's what
Kamara a
keeps us
hand on
in,
that.
keeps us
Give
on
Kamara
point.
a hand on that.
That's what's
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yes, Kamar.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
I'm
Yes.
encouraged.
Yes.
I'm encouraged.
Hey,
That's
hey,
right. That's right.
is
Keep up the good work.
Encouraged.
I got something I want to probably bring up. This is Marcy here? Is Marcy here? Is Marcy
Yes, she
Francis
was.
here?
Yeah. Marcy,
Where's
I know she's
Marcy?
yeah, there
Where's
she is.
Marcy? Where's
There she is.
Marcy at? Is she here? Is she
Yeah,
around
she's
here?
There
here.
she is with her fall
All right.
colors and her blue
All right.
glass.
She got a lot of cool blue glasses.
She got her blue glasses on. I was just surfing, internet, minding my own business.
And you caught Marcy. Did you
And
catch it?
I caught this video, and I said, you know what? I'm going to show this because you know
Well.
what? This shows you. And Marcy, you are amazing. Where are you, Marcy? I can't see you. I can't see you. You're around here. There you
Yeah,
are. She got her fire glasses on.
Say
All
something,
right.
she'll pop
I
up.
want
All
to
right,
show
there's-
this to the family to show when you're taking care of your stuff, you can do stuff like this. I'm gonna show y'all
Well.
what this looks like. Y'all want to see her? Y'all want to see her? I'm gonna
Yeah.
show y'all.
Okay.
Y'all gotta
put
see
on
this.
blast.
Y'all gotta see this. All right.
Marcy, put on blast, Dr.
This
P.
is what the family tree is all about right here. This is what it's all about. Can y'all see it?
Yep.
Can y'all see it? All
Yes,
right,
sir. Play it. Play it.
Let's say happy birthday to Cat.
Uh-oh.
Let's say thank you for
Thank
the
you,
day.
Marcy.
Thank you for the day, Lord. I'm so grateful for this day.
Look out now.
Put it over your left shoulder and reach out your left hand and put it over your right shoulder. Say, I
Well.
love myself so much. Yeah.
Oh.
That I
Look
can
out.
love you so much.
Go ahead, girl.
And then you can start loving me.
Well.
Oh. The world.
Look out. Look out.
Oh.
Go ahead, Marcy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ain't no.
Go ahead, Marcy.
Go ahead.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
No, back on Dr. P. Yeah, nobody crying, y'all.
All right. Got the rap next.
Well, well,
Okay.
yeah.
Took me there.
Go ahead, Marcy. Go ahead, Marcy. Go ahead,
Yes, you
Marcy.
girl.
Go ahead.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Over here. Party's over there.
Oh, look out.
I'm through. I'm
All
through.
right, let's give Marcy a hand. Let's give her
That's
a
what's
hand.
Good job.
Yeah, go Marcy. Go Marcy.
Congratulations, Marcy.
Nice.
All that
Yeah.
Marcy.
Go, Marcy. Go, Marcy. Go,
That's too
Marcy.
much.
Go
Go,
Marcy.
Marcy. Go, Marcy.
Girl,
Go Marcy. Go
That's
Marcy.
awesome.
Marcy.
You
Marcy.
never know who's
Marcy.
looking.
Now, Marcy,
knows?
you got some explaining to do.
You got some explaining to do.
Explaining to do.
Tell us,
Marcy
Marcy,
in
what
the
was that
house.
event? What was the event, and how did this come about? It looked like it was a birthday party, first of all. Was it a birthday party?
was a birthday party, but I was singing background with you heard of Fat Larry's band.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Fat Larry.
I sing
Yeah.
with his wife. I sing background with his wife, and we were
Oh my God.
our player. He said, "Aren't you from Better Days? You Miss Lady Fingers from that all girls band and play bass?" I said, "No, I'm just singing background." So he said, "No, you're gonna get up here and play the bass." That's so I got up there and played the bass. That's Mace's guitar player, and he knew me from back in the day. So I just got up there and picked.
They look like Rich Tucker. Was that Rich Tucker?
That was Rich Tucker.
Yeah, that's
Mace's
Rich Tucker. I know
player.
Rich. Yeah, I know Rich real well. Yeah.
Well,
Wasn't it also Benny Barksdale on sax?
Yes.
Was
Yes.
that Benny?
Yes, that was Benny.
Okay.
Well, Marcy, let me tell you, Marcy. Well, here's the
Man.
shout. Here's the shout. Because Marcy, you know, when you came and got your assessment, you said, "Look, Dr. Paul, look what I can do." You went all the way to the floor and said, "Nobody can. A lot of people can't do that." And you told me you just showed off when you came to my office, and you know, I tell you, tell folks what is your secret. What is your secret? Come on.
Loving yourself, loving God, and eating right, and staying in touch with Dr. Paul.
Shut up.
Sound like a
Great recipe. Great
antidote.
Good
Well,
I appreciate you.
I'm going on 81 years old and still kicking it.
Woo! Get it, girl.
Everybody, come off mute for Marcy.
Congratulations, Marcy.
What?
Hey, Marcy, hey, we got to hang out, Marcy.
Congratulations.
Yes, Marcy.
Congratulations.
That's what's up, girl.
Marcy, that
All
was
right, all
awesome.
right.
And you know, when I ran
Yeah, man.
across that,
Marcy, that's wonderful.
Yes, yes.
What?
Go ahead, Marcy.
Oh, that's great.
See.
I
say
think
it 2 times. Go ahead.
Hey,
80 what?
I'm
Yeah,
going on 81 and I'm still kicking it. And I
I
still
know that.
I walk and I put my leg over my shoulder, keep on stretching, and I had both knees replaced.
shut up, girl.
Oh, wow.
See that, Marcy? These young people need to keep it up with us young folks. See, you know,
Amen.
that's what's up.
Amen. Life.
So
You inspired the heck out of me. I'm catching up to you.
Marcy, you gonna make a lot of people start to get up off they good foot now tomorrow.
Keep it moving.
Made me better.
I do healing drumming. I do healing drumming circles. That's the other thing that I do, the healing drumming circles.
That's right. Matter of fact, the first time I met you, you threw a drum in my hand before you even said hi. She said, "Here." I said, "Hello." She said,
Well, see.
So thank you, Marcy. You are
You just made my day, Marcy.
You are a
Great
great inspiration. Great inspiration. Thank you so much for sharing on the family tree. All right, let's see who else we got there, Big B.
Okay, Dr. Bob, we got Laura, and then we have Clorinda and Nathan. That's it. Laura.
All right.
Yeah, it says iPhone Laura.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Dr. Paul.
Yes.
Is there another word for unrefined oil? I'm talking about the olive oil. Because the only olive oil that I've seen with the words unrefined on it is Bragg's.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can it usually goes by also expeller or first cold press. That's what you do. Mm-hmm. First cold press. First cold press.
Okay.
Or expeller. Yep.
It have to have the words first cold press.
First cold press. Now, remember why we're talking about first cold press versus remember when you're using coal doesn't dissipate minerals like heat does. Heat tears down, destruction. That's Mayo principle. That means it destroys minerals. So that means you're losing. So if you do first cold press, first press, cold, you retain more nutrients and minerals in it. That's the key. Okay. So, yeah. So good question, because I did talk about that a little bit. The difference between expeller, or if you're doing, I was trying to see if I can find a good version for it. So, because you got to watch, because expeller press versus cold press. you remember, of course, you got to make sure you know what you're pressing, number one. So no canola oil, because they do have expeller
Oh
and
yeah.
cold press of
I don't mess
canola
with
oils.
that.
You know about that, right? So stay
Yeah,
away
I don't
from
mess with
those.
that. Yeah.
Right. So it's
So
basically, yeah. Go ahead. What were you saying?
is extra virgin. What about when you see extra virgin?
Yep, those are the things that you look for. If it doesn't say refined or unrefined, then you look for expeller or cold press, first cold press. That's usually what you can see as, first cold press. Those are the differences. Got it?
Okay, so extra virgin, that don't mean anything?
No, extroversion. That's if, like I said, you got to see everything that is saying, whatever the claim to fame that is saying. Usually if it's first cold press, it's usually extroversion.
Okay.
So just
All right.
just keep that in mind.
I
Okay.
got it. Okay.
All
Thank you.
right. All right. So thank you. Good question though. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
All right,
Now,
there's a question from Facebook, Dr. P.
Okay.
See, what can be done about a blood clot in the lung
Yeah.
for someone who is 87 years old?
Yeah. So you said blood clot. You said blood clot. Yeah. Yeah. Inactivity is sedentary, not moving around has a lot to do with that. But of course, watch the foods. We refined sugar, refined salt, refined
Right.
oils, things that are dealing with gunking up. As we get older, the blood gets thicker. So with that being the case, even in place, like we're going into the fall. So now as the fall comes along, blood gets thicker. So you got to start to now things like the red onion tea. Those are not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. Things like the red onion tea, things like that, turmeric. These are things that actually help to keep the blood clean and also clear, but you got to do a little exercise. And I know when we get older, it becomes a challenge, but you got to start to do something every day. Some activity or movement is going to be important, especially when it's clotting up. So I would say if she can come through to get an assessment, I can help her with that because a lot of our seniors, I'm helping them with that process. And some of the things that they can do simple things that they can do by making those things. And also if the seniors have what we say a system in order, which means a family system that's helping them. What is their system that anyone helping them get to the bathroom, to do and get the herbs and things that they need to go to the store and things like that. So we try to help them the best way we can, but it starts with an assessment. So red onion would be my first thing. Garlic, any of the allium family, those tend to be very good. Alliums would be anything from the red onion being the highest all the way down to the scallions, including garlic. Okay. Also things like asparagus, cayenne pepper, bok choy, parsley, cilantro. All of those are in the family of helping to keep that blood clear. Got it? So hopefully that helps out.
But would that help get rid of the blood clot?
Yep, that helps with those processes. See, remember these are things that are naturally celery. All these things are constantly cleansing. So if you're constantly doing this and you're getting enough of it in, it's going to keep it going. And of course, the green drink, it's already put together. That would be a quick way of helping someone without having to take a whole lot of stuff, is to take a green drink and do it at least twice a day. That usually does incredible things for keeping the blood clean. All right.
Okay.
All right, good stuff.
Dr. Fernandez, you're next.
Okay. Two things real quick. The lady that was talking about the olive oil and she mentioned Bragg's was the only one that she could find. I'd be leery of Bragg's because of who owns them now.
Woo! So, you about to start something.
Yeah, well, just want to put it out there.
Yeah.
The other thing was Kamara mentioned beets because I'm having to explain to patients that are taking beet supplements, especially the gummy beet supplements.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, anything that's gummy is junk. I said it's got titanium dioxide and it's got lots of sugar, so it's garbage. It doesn't have enough beetroot in it to make any kind of difference. I said, and well, but my doctor said, okay, but your doctor's an idiot because you're diabetic and you're using a gummy So you're eating
Yeah.
candy and you're diabetic. Does your doctor know that you're eating gummy? Well, I told him, but he said it would be all right. Okay, your doctor's an idiot. But I try to explain to people, when you want to eat something healthy like that, start with red foods, red peppers, red onions, you know, beets. And I tell them roasted beets are so good because when you roast them, the natural sweetness and the flavor comes out.
Comes out. Yes, it does.
So,
Yes, it does.
I try to get them to do that, but these beet products over, and there was a commercial that was on television a minute ago. It just makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, all those are dilators. All dilators.
They go to Walmart and get this beet supplement, and I always tell them, look at the ingredients. The ingredients in natural beets are beets. Not sugar, not emulsifiers, not titanium dioxide and fillers and oils and all that other stuff. All you need is the nitric oxide that's in the beet.
You got it. That's right.
Or get a nitric oxide supplement that's just nitric oxide.
That's right. And then also the color, of course, is anthocyanin. Anthocyanin is excellent for it's another way of cleaning the blood, because anything that has the red or the purple is going to actually help to cleanse the system, and it dilates even faster. So that's even better. So anthocyanin is a good blood cleanser, just like the cleaning up that environment which all cells live in. So good stuff. Good stuff.
And Clorinda, thank you for that. And I'm definitely not one for the supplement. I love beets. I could sit and eat a whole beets as they are, just beets.
I know that's right.
Juice too. I can drink that too.
Yeah.
Well, who took over Braggs?
I'm the king of the beets.
Who took over Braggs?
The Gates.
Who owns Braggs?
The Gates.
What's up with Braggs?
Well, it's not just him. Somebody else, some Hollywood couple bought it, and then they screwed up the Braggs apple cider vinegar, organic apple cider vinegar. They started putting additives and stuff in it so that it's not what has been historically the Braggs apple cider vinegar, because they bought the company. So I would be leery of anything now that has Braggs' name on it.
Yeah, and you don't need it anyway because it's fermentation. Remember, it's going to mess your gut up anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about even with the, and I didn't even know Braggs made olive oil because I never.
They just started, I think.
And liquid aminos. Braggs makes what is it? It looks like soy sauce. What's that?
Liquid aminos.
Yeah.
Liquid aminos.
So keep in mind, all these things are, again, you have to also read. If you have a product that you're taking on a regular basis and you've been taking it for years, you need to continuously stay on top of the ingredients, because they are changing ingredients. You may look for brands, but they're changing them internally. And it may even say in some, I think one time we were looking at it like last week or so, it said on the salts, you remember the salts that they add? The combination salts like Mrs. Dash and all those. It says something like, I forget what the language I was. I'm paraphrasing. It says something like, what was it, Corinna? You actually brought that one up. Maybe change frequently or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So they'll change it and not tell you, and not put it on the label. So
you'll get a bad batch.
Yeah.
You'll get a bad.
But there's this guy I've seen on Instagram that shows how to make your own mixtures for your own powdered rubs and seasonings and everything. You take the separate dry ingredients and you mix it and make your own.
There you go. Good stuff. All right, Dr. Corinda, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Now, one more thing, Big B, before we go.
No problem.
Okay, I want to give the dilution rates. And this is for essential oils. Some essential oils are too strong, and you may have to use what's called the carrier oils. Okay, so you know what carrier oils are. You got olive oil, you got coconut oil, you got sometimes like almond oil. These are what called carrier oils, which help to break it down so that it's not so abrasive on your skin. So sometimes you're going to do a little patch test. You know how you take certain oils and you put it just on a small area. And if it causes a little irritation, it's probably because it's a little bit too aggressive for you. So you have to dilute that a little bit. So with that, and I want to give this to the family, there's 4 levels of dilution, when you're diluting things. So I want to give those levels to you. You got your pens and pads ready, right? Say yes. Everybody says yes.
Yes, I got it.
Not everybody at the same time, all right?
You know,
All right.
we always have our pad and pencil.
Yep. That's right. Just tested. All right. So here's the understanding. Okay. Guidelines are usually when you're mixing essential oils or, with carrier oils. Got it? It's always going to be 6 teaspoons. Write this down. 6 teaspoons equals 1 ounce. Got it? Write that down. That's the key one right there. 6 teaspoons equals 1 ounce. So there's 4 levels of dilution that you can actually do. And there's 2.5%. There's 3%, there's 5%, and then there's 10%. Got it? Y'all follow me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Of those 4, here are the breakdowns. So for 2.5%, if I need to break this specific essential oil down, it takes 15 drops of essential oil per 6 teaspoons of that carrier oil. Got it? So for every 15 drops of an essential oil that may be a little bit too aggressive for you, you want to put at least 6 teaspoons of carrier oil. That's at 2.5%. Got it? At 3%, that's 20 drops of an essential oil. And that is per 6 teaspoons of carrier oil. Got it? So for every 20 drops of essential oil, that's 6 teaspoons of carrier oil. So the only thing is actually increasing is the amount of essential oil that we've noticed their numbers, right? 5% is 30 drops of essential oil. So at 30 drops of essential oil, 6 teaspoons of carrier oil. And the last one is 10%. Usually you don't, that's sort of like the barometer of the levels. Yes. Usually want to stop usually around 10%. You can actually raise this up if you want to, and it changes. Hey, somebody mute yourself. Mute yourself. Too important. 10% dilution rate is usually about 60 drops of an essential oil, and that's per 6 teaspoons of carrier oil. So you got the numbers, right? So 2.5 was 15 drops.
Yeah.
3% is 20 drops. 5% is 30 drops. And 10% is 60 drops. Got it? So every 15, 20, 30, 60 drops, you would add 6 teaspoons of carrier oil. That is your numbers. Got it? All right, that's good going into this season because, you got your thiazole and all the different things, and you got a lot of those oils. Those oils are very, very good, and sometimes you may have an infusion, some kind of infusion that you're using also for colds and things like that. So you can put that in the steam infusion, and that will help with colds and things like that. So that works very well. All right. Okay, let's see. We're wrapping it on up, Big D.
Before we get to Nathan, there was a comment. I think this is National, what is it, Sickle Cell Month? Anything can be done about sickle cell, Dr. P?
Yes, absolutely. Sickle cell is definitely something that is very close to my heart. We look for sickle cell. Remember, we talking a lot tonight about the milieu, which is the environment which cells live in.
Right.
So again, with that, the sickling of the cells can be painful. It's very chronic, and it is a problem, especially with the Black community. We do have a program for that. Along with sickle cell, also I recommend getting what's called a test called the G6PD enzyme deficiency.
Yes.
Okay, G6PD enzyme deficiency is the other test that they used to test with the sickle cell, but somewhere they stopped doing it, and that affects about 1 out of every 4 African American boys, and nobody even knows it. So mother and father can be carriers or one or the other, and it affects the environment which cells live in. So with that, we put them through a program to again change the blood, clean the system. So that's something that's dear to my heart because they did say I had it one time. They said I had the G6PD and it was going to have it all your life, and your mama had it, your daddy had it, and you're going to have it the rest of your life. I said, you a lie. And that's what I changed. That was the inception for what the green drink is today. That's what it's based off of. Yep, cleaning the blood. That's the astragalus and all the things that I put in there. The Pau d'Arco, along with the raising of the alfalfa, the turmeric, the beets, all that stuff is in the green drink. Yeah, that's what it was for. So yes, we have a program. Have them come on in, have assessment, and I'll put them through the program. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Dr. P. Nita, and then Robin, and then we're out, buddy.
Nita. All right.
Yes, Dr. Paul, one thing I wanted to mention, I couldn't get through on Saturday because I think we were talking about fungus and different things, and you were giving different herbs. And I wanted just to call in because I found it to work, and that is my famous sea buckthorn.
Yeah.
My great toe, the doctor said, oh, you're developing some fungus because I am diabetic. So I start putting some sea buckthorn on my toe, and I had an ingrown toenail that sometimes I would take care of and it would get sore. But that sea buckthorn works and it helps.
Yes, it does. That sea buckthorn does miracles. It does. Yep.
The other thing
what do you do? Make a poultice out of it? How do you apply it
No.
to your toe, sweetheart?
Just put the oil on there.
Just put it on
sea
there.
buckthorn oil. Okay.
Yes. I use very seldom. I try to get capsules or pills. I get the oils, and plus I put it in my drink as well. And of course, I use it on my skin. That's my moisturizer.
That's why she's so cute, Kamara.
She got stock. She got stock in sea buckthorn.
Oh yes.
She got stock.
Other thing is,
Nita, your stock is going up. Let me tell you.
I know. Listen, anything you use enough of, you better check the stock symbols and get you some stock.
I know that's right.
Anyway.
So what we were talking about was the onychomycosis, which is fungus.
That's right. That's right.
Onychomycosis. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just again, that's a part of the fungus that grows under the nails and things like that. And I gave out all the different ones that are traditionally used, and sea buckthorn is absolutely on that list. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I watch my body. I watch what goes in. I watch what comes out, and I'm checking it and whatever. So nothing is going to pop up that I'm not going to find out.
I know that's right.
I've been diagnosed with diabetes. Now that I know better, I do better. So,
that's right. That's right.
The green drink, with my dandelion root, and for those of you who are not aware, when you urinate, look at your urine, and with my water, look at your urine, because if you're producing foam, you're spilling protein from the kidneys, so you got to watch that. Every time I go to the bathroom, I look before I flush. I'm producing less foam, sometimes none.
There you go.
I'm looking to get my blood work done so I can check my urinalysis and see, am I spilling protein? Because my numbers should have come down because of what I've been doing.
Yes, excellent work.
You need to go in for an assessment, and because you're right there in Philadelphia.
I'm going. I've already talked to Ivy.
You got me following Dr. Paul for like well over a year. I flew up from Tennessee to get an assessment. I'll be coming back up probably later this year to get mine. You right there, 20 minutes from the office.
Stop them family fights.
Sounds like girlfriend love to me.
Something else, boy.
I'm coming in. I told you I got to get my body right before I get there.
Come as you are.
So
Nita says, "Come as you are, Nita."
So if you see foam in your urine, what should you do?
Okay, remember No, go ahead.
I was going to say that you got to watch, because that could be you're spilling protein from your kidneys. You don't want that.
Right. So what should you do?
Well, first of all,
you're going to get an assessment and do what I do.
Get assessment.
Get some dandelion root.
That's right. That's right.
I know that's right.
So the key thing is to stop first the things that are causing those problems, which would be
Right.
concentration. Remember?
Concentration.
Because it's too concentrated, the kidneys are having a problem. I can't filter what's now too concentrated. So now stay off those foods. We already know what they are. Then after that, you go to those herbs that help to regenerate the fibrous activity inside of the kidneys. Things like the uva ursi, you know, not to diagnose, treat, kill, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. Uva ursi, UVA, URSI, uva ursi. That's a good one. Juniper berries are very good. Okay. Also, bitter melon. These are kidneys. Yeah. Stone root. Stone root is another one. So these are just herbs that specifically go in to help to regenerate that. Also, if you're not diabetic, very, very clear about this, not diabetic. If you're diabetic, this is not for you. But those that you can take a little bit of baking soda, aluminum free. A lot of baking soda, aluminum free has shown what sodium bicarbonate therapy has done a lot for a lot of people's kidneys, along with MSM. Separate, not at the same time, but separate. And MSM, okay? But I would say definitely not if you're diabetic or you have issues with sugar. That's not for you, okay? But those are the things that you would use for the kidneys. Again, just like Neetha said, if you start to see foam in your urine, a lot of guys see this. It also is an indicator of stress. It's a stress indicator also. So when we start to see the the levels of protein in the urine, it's usually higher I'm noticing in a lot of men, because a lot of men are stressing out. Yeah, a lot of men are stressing and they see it. And again, don't sit and hold your urine, right? Don't hold your urine. Got it? Don't hold your urine. You got to go. Don't sit on it. Got it? So I'll keep that in mind. All right.
Okay. All right, Robin, you last one
Good
up.
stuff, Neetha. Thank you, Neetha.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you, Neetha.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Just two more after Robin. I have a question from Facebook.
Okay,
Hi, Dr.
sounds good.
Paul.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to Facebook over there, y'all.
That's
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Paul, I just have two quick questions.
Okay.
Can you tell me if pure avocado oil is good and whether or not oat milk is good?
Okay. Oat milk, you said?
Yeah, oat milk.
Oat milk.
Oat milk.
I would say avocado oil, just make sure it's unrefined. Got it? But oat milk, I would try to stay away from these oat milks, these the Silk brands and all those main brand ones. I'm gonna tell you what the best ones are. The best ones are, here they are, hemp. Hemp. If you're gonna do anything, hemp, coconut, or a walnut. Believe it or not, those are the best ones that when we did the most recent studies, those were the ones that had the least of all the gums, as far as either no gum or no carrageenan and all those things. We talk about that gunk up, and they tend to be high. See, you remember the hemp is high in what? Omega. That's the omega. So that's a protein. So you're getting protein from your milk. Wow, that's deep. That's really good. So that's why it's always going to be a better fit for. I always say hemp is the best, hands down, over everything. That would be my ultimate milk right there. But the oats right now, you just don't know what they're doing to the oats right now. You just got to be careful. You got to be careful.
And then for the avocado oil, if it says pure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, you gotta ask what pure mean to them. That's why I always say when you're reading labels, you have to look through this is what I say. What is your claim to fame? What are you claiming that your product is? Because that's what they're telling. They're telling you what it does. So you got to read it carefully. And if you're looking for unrefined is what you're looking for. Unrefined, first cold press, expeller press, things like that. Those are the things that are keywords.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you,
All right,
Robin.
Dr. Reed, that's it, buddy.
So Dr. Paul, almond milk is not good
no,
for
there were a couple of questions from Facebook. I'm
No,
sorry.
almond milk is very good for you. But remember, it's the companies that are doing the stuff. It's what they're putting in it and what they're doing to it. You do better.
You can make your own.
Just make your own. You do better making your own. You got a Vitamix or a NutriBullet or something like that. You can make it your own self. So it's better and safer that way, I would say. Okay.
And you know what liquid is going in it when you use a high quality spring water.
Right. Yes. Well.
Good point. Very good point. Yes.
This is our last question. It is 9:15, and just because you were late doesn't mean we're going to hold you.
All right, that's all right.
Well,
I got
so
you.
there.
I do, because we've not paid a lot of attention to Facebook.
Mind you,
This is
you're
the last
late.
question. Is a water sac on the kidney serious?
A water sac
on the kidney.
On the kidney. Well, remember. Okay, now there's more questions to that. Okay. Are they on medications right now? Are they on there? Are they on Facebook, you said?
They're on Facebook, right?
See if you can get a quick response.
That's
Are
Phyllis
they on the
Wingate.
medications? Okay. See if they can actually get a good
Phyllis,
response.
can you put in the chat if there what was the question, Dr. Reed? She can hear, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you're seeing stuff like this, it's going to be any type of sac. It's usually some kind of like a renal cyst of some sort.
She said no medication, Dr. P.
No medication. So that means that, again, this is your kidneys overworking. Concentration. Got it? So it's going to have these renal cysts, or they call them sacs, that can be sort of outside the lining or inside anywhere. It's basically needs cleansing. So again, look at just like Nita said, is your urine foaming? Okay, those are some of the things you look for. A liver cleanse, kidney cleanse is in order. Kidney cleanse is in order. So pH. I would have to go in. Yep, pH has all that. Concentration is the key, y'all. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
It's always the food. The food is just so dehydrated because all these companies want to keep their products in front of you. So what are you going to do? I'm gonna pull all the moisture off of it so it can stay on the shelf longer. You eat it all up and put some sugar.
Dry you out.
And it's drying you, it's embalming you from the inside out. It's embalming your organs, and that's what's happening. And the body's trying to kick this stuff off and isolate it and quarantine it the best way I can. So I'm going to isolate this to the side, and it creates a little cyst or a sac on the side. And then they're like, well, it's just an excess of toxins that I can't get rid of, and I don't want it a part of what I'm doing, so I got to put it to the side. That's what it's doing. It's quarantining. It's like a computer quarantines a virus. It puts it to the side somewhere, isolates it from the rest of the system so it doesn't infect everything else. That's really what a fibroid, cyst, tumors, all these things are. They're just trying to quarantine. It's trying to keep you healthy. So just keep that in order, that have her come on in, get an assessment, give her the number and everything, and we go from there. Uber Ursi.
And Dr. Paul, patients go to the emergency room, especially over a certain age, and they'll go in, one of the first thing, well, I got a UTI and I'm dehydrated. Well, you're dehydrated because your kidneys have a function, which is to filter fluid out of your system. If you don't give your kidneys something to do, it's going to shut down. And that's when people have acute renal failure.
Yeah. And then, and you know what they were finding also, Dr. Brenda? They were finding, I was looking at one study that showed that those that had dialysis, right? They would go in after the dialysis patient had already passed away, after they did an autopsy, and it wasn't even the kidneys. It was the actual, it was actually the vessels that lead to the kidneys that go back. They were dehydrated from the inside out. They were embalming their arteries and veins are shrinking like this, and therefore the kidneys literally suffocated. That's basically what was going on. But there was nothing wrong with the kidneys. The kidneys were fine. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing.
That's awesome. Isn't that something?
Yeah. So it just shows you how the industrialization has destroyed the entire fiber of what is real food. You got it? So it's processed, and now they got ultra processed foods, and it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. Yeah. Good stuff, y'all. Good stuff.
All right, man. Great.
All right. Thank you. And Prophetess, I think that was the last bit. How was it, Prophetess, before you go, how was your pilot class the other day?
Yeah. My pilot's class is always good.
Are you flying yet?
I fly my president's plane. I've not started my lessons yet, but he does let me ride right seat and fly right seat.
All right.
So there.
And I fly a 6-seat Piper.
Well, go ahead now.
Go ahead.
See, 6 feet
Go
Piper
ahead.
now.
Go ahead, Prophet. Go ahead with your bad self. All right, man.
All right.
Let me just say real quickly, my airport day is not until next week. So if you have any kids, school-age kids who are interested in aviation, or you want to get them interested in aviation, register. Go to roscoedraper.net. Look for the event for airport day. Register your kids. Register you. Come on out and spend a day while we expose them to the world of aviation.
I want to fly too. I want to fly too. I want to fly.
I put it to my president. I told him I want to do an adult airport day because I'm meeting so many adults who've not even heard about a discovery flight. What's that? You mean I can go fly? So I'm looking to do an adult discovery day. So if you're interested in flying a plane, you never thought about it, you thought about it and put it aside like I did. I'm going to be doing an adult.
I'm raising my hand right now.
So
I'm raising my hand.
Oh,
and not only that, but I live right around the corner from the airport, so I ride right by it every day. I'm right here.
And you know, one of your members just bought his plane. He's a member of my chapter. He's a member of your church. Just bought his
Who is that?
You know, his wife does the sign language, Russ Swan.
Oh yeah, okay.
His plane he's only had his plane like 3 months.
All right. What did he buy? Like a Cessna or something, or like a?
He got a Piper too.
A Piper too. Okay. All right.
All
right.
You got
You got to put me down.
And
You got to put me
Prophetess
down.
flying planes. What else?
We got pilots in here. We got doctors.
Tomorrow, I can't mess with us.
We got it.
This is the class.
We got everybody.
We got everything in here.
This is a family tree. All one big family.
Yeah, man. That's
all right,
what's up,
Big
buddy.
C. Let's tie us up, buddy, so we can get on out of here.
So before that, Dr. Paul, just to let you know, Tampa getting winds and rain. But it's the panhandle that's going to be hit. I feel for those, pray for them. But I called because I wanted to check on my husband, and they said no, they're good. Just looking for rain.
Yes. Let's keep them in prayer.
You didn't call and check on me.
I believe Karam is on that.
Yeah, I heard that flow.
I believe Karam's on
you
that side.
You ain't call me, Bill.
Yeah, Karam.
No, because see, I know you okay because I already checked the map and I checked
so there, Flo. She all in your business.
No,
Flo.
I evacuated.
You did evacuate?
Wow.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because they did put out a notice. I got the notice about evacuation.
Wow. All right. Well, we're gonna stay in prayer with everyone. Please keep everybody in prayer. You know, as we go through this, because Karam is over there. Remember Karam? I think Karam's on that side.
Yeah, Karam's on that side.
He's up near Boca Raton. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's keep him in prayer, y'all. All right.
All right, man.
Okay.
Look, even before I say anything, all I'm going to say is, Father, in the name of Yeshua, keep your hands across everybody.
Right now.
Amen.
In the name of Yeshua, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I don't be playing, buddy.
Amen.
Take care of the family, man.
You ain't playing around. That's right.
Hey, guys, of course, look, to make sure you want to get a copy of tonight's chat along with the links to both the Facebook and the YouTube, which I put out in the emails every week. Guys, you what? You got to send me an email. You send that email to meccavideo@gmail.com. Again, meccavideo@gmail.com, right? And of course, to continue to support the family tree, use my Cash App. That's $BILMORGAN. $BILMORGAN. And if you support through the bank, you what? Use that Mecca Video at Comcast.net. Mecca Video at Comcast.net. And of course, there's always what? The post office box. That's P.O. Box 191, Mullica Hill, New Jersey 08062. Send your friends, send your enemies, send your frenemies, everybody right here. Where? To the family tree every Wednesday night. Day, y'all.
All right, family. Did you learn anything this evening? Put your hands together.
Oh my.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, very informative.
Let's
Dr. Paul.
Great night
a shout out to Prophetess over there, aka Fingers, our new pilot for the family tree.
Is it Fire? Along with Fingers, Fire.
And of course, we got Big D, Bill,
Thank you,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shout out to thank y'all for making this a hit. And we know we say we don't charge you with nothing but the real, this truth.
There you go. Yeah.
Whatever information, you got to go tell somebody. So God bless y'all. May God keep y'all. And remember, if you're breathing,
you gotta shine.
All right. Where's Marcy? Is Marcy still in here?
Yeah, Marcy's still in. She's still in.
You know she's a tap police.
Marcy's still in. Yo, Marcy, she's always that's the tap girl.
Yes, she is. Go ahead. Hey, Marcy. That's right. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah.
Good. Come on. Come on. And breathe. Come on now. On the left and the right. Good.
Denise, Clarence, Servington, yeah. Ring the show. All right, all right, Hannah, have a great evening.
On the inside. All right, good.
Renee Kirby, Zoe.
All right, I'll see you over there, Hannah. I'll see you, Hannah.
Irene Fowler.
Up in the hand, this side. Carol, what's up, Carol? All right.
And I'm going.
All right. Rebound. Right to the feet, y'all.
Olivia.
Amen.
Kimberly. Joanne.
Good. Rebound.
Cecilia. Anita. Anaya.
Good. I want you to take your hands and put them together today, right? Take your hands together like this. Well, like this. Good.
Jay.
And on 1, 2, 3, try to pull them apart. 1, 2, 3, and pull. Just try to pull them out. Feel the outside of the shoulders. That strengthens your shoulders. Yeah. And release. Good. One more time, and pull.
Yeah. All right, done something. Yeah, man.
And release. Good. Just a little simple. Reverse them. Turn it inside out. Take it all the way up. Press. Good. Press. And hold. And then over to your right. Your right.
Which right? Your right or my right?
Your right. Your other right.
My other
right. All right. To your left.
I'm going to flip my camera around so I can see everybody else.
All right. And we're going to bring it down.
One the camera. Good to see you.
And clap it up. And breathe. That was a good one, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Clap it up. Now rub your hands a little bit. Don't know that energy going. Come on.
Yeah.
Clap and rub. 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 Clap and rub and stop. Bring it on down. Feel that energy?
Yeah.
Come on down. That's right. This is called the energy bath. You're not touching yourself. You're just moving that energy. So if you got a shoulder issue, you got something going on, get your hands put them together like this. You generate that qigong.
Yeah. Good night, Sunday.
Tai chi, qigong, right? That energy. That's your energy, right? Bring it on down. Good. Maybe on the shoulder. Maybe on a knee somewhere. You know where that's going on my back right now, baby.
Reiki yourself.
Yeah, I'm on Reiki tonight, Jack. That's right. One more time. And stop. Move the top one. Keep the bottle still. Can y'all feel that energy? Come on.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, man.
You can feel it. Take that energy with good intentions. Bless yourself. God bless y'all. May God keep y'all. And thanks for tuning in to the Family Tree. All right. Go ahead, Marcy. I see you, Marcy. Go ahead, Marcy. You the star tonight, girl. That's right. Go ahead.
Marcy was cutting up. That's what's up.
Go, Marcy. Go, Marcy. Go, Marcy. Go, Carol G. 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 Go,
on and hang out with us tomorrow.
All right, we're gonna see y'all later.
Yeah, buddy. See you on the weekend,
Tune in. We'll catch you on the weekend, Big B.
You got it, buddy.
Dr. Paul, who you playing?
This one right here is a Latin Brazilian house tonight. That's what we're doing. Latin house.
Yeah.
Who else is that? Yeah, I don't see the name right now, but I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. All right?
Okay, that's good. I got a playlist. I'm making a playlist. Dr. Paul playlist.
Yeah, that's right. We got it. That's right. That's right. All right. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all next week and on the weekend. WURD. 900 AM, 91.1 FM.
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. See y'all. Love y'all much.
Love you back. Love you back.